Yeah, folks, so panic is back and FUD is also back in tons of loads. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And yeah, you will hear on the next coming weeks, maybe months, that it's now time to sell everything. Now to get back, to get out and because everything is crashing down, because everything is going to crash and it's going to be the end of the US economy and the stock market and maybe the housing market, crypto market as we know it. Well, why is that so? Is that even true? Well, simply because today we had the Federal Reserve that increased interest rates once more time, but it wasn't a surprise around 0.75%, which we talked about yesterday. But there was another surprise, and that's why I think people are kind of not really taking it very positively. And that's caused the sell-off we had today. And we might be in for another sell-off in the next couple of days before settling and having some sort of, green back in the market. The Federal Reserve is now predicting that we're going to have a big slowdown in the economy and we're going to have rising unemployment as the Fed is battling and trying to break inflation from the 8 and 6% we are currently sitting on, 8.3 to 2 or 2.5. It's going to be tough because from 8 to 2.5, there is a long way to go. And they are more than committed in doing whatever it will take. That's what they said. And today they said not only, we're increasing to 0.75% for the month of September, but for the next coming months, we are also going to have big interest rate increases, big interest rate hikes. Whew. That was a surprise. That was a surprise people didn't really, factor in because we were thinking what we call the terminal rate. The terminal rate, is once this guy will be over and done with increasing interest rate, we might end up being around 3.4, 3.8%. Right now, we're sitting around 3.25% in total since, they started increasing interest rates. Now, people are expecting this, based on the Federal Reserve comments, to be around the 4 or maybe the 4.5%. So we may have another 1.75% increase interest rates coming. And that might be devastating for the market. That might be crushing for the market. Not only the stock market, but also the economy, because as I was just showing you, this is the words coming from Jerome Powell's mouth. We need to slow down the economy. And economy slowing down means interest rate, unemployment spiking. Look, a slowing economy will curb hiring and induce more layoffs as businesses face the prospect of slower sales. The Fed wants to cool off a scorching labor market in which worker shortages are rapidly driving up wages and adding to inflation. In updated forecasts, the Fed predicts the economy will grow at a meager 0.2% annual pace this year and a lackluster 1.2% next year, well below the outsized 5.7% gain in 2021. Now, the unemployment rate, meanwhile, is forecast to rise to high as 4.4% in 2023 and stay there through 2024. This is why we need to be smart, folks, because now that they clearly showed that they won't stop until things get in control, they have to break something. And I've been saying this for quite some time now. The job market, the stock market, the housing market, which one's going to be? It's going to be one or the other, because that's how or what it will take according to their, statistics, what they're going to take to bring inflation down. Now, they might be losing something out of the picture. They might be missing something out of the picture here. And that's why I think things may not be as gloomy and doomy or as bad as we may hear on the mainstream media in the next coming days or weeks, just because of what he just said. The first thing is, remember, the Fed is always looking at interest rates or economic indicators that are coming 1 month behind, not reflecting the actual reality of the terrain of the the market as of today, not as of the CPI or the PPI or any other indicator coming from the the labor authorities from last month or from 3 months ago. All right, that's number one. Number two is because by shocking the system with interest rates, they're trying to put inflation down, but this will not really work as expected just because there is something else that is fueling inflation. And this is our government spending like there is no tomorrow. I mean, just spending trillions and trillions of dollars after spending trillions and trillions of dollars. Just the stimulus checks alone last year and in 2020 were already off the top. And now we have all of these programs the White House has been putting out. Inflation Reduction Act is one. Student loan is another one. The green energy is another one, and there are a bunch of those. So in one side, you have the government spending like there's no tomorrow, and all of this money is going to fuel inflation. And then on the other side, you have the Federal Reserve trying to use and throw cans of waters at buckets of gasoline being thrown on this inflation fire from government spending. So somehow this is not gonna address the inflation until the government also does its part. But I don't see that happening, and that's why I think something's going to break, and that's why we need to be smart. By being smart, I mean we need to reduce how we spend money because we need to save. In order to save and take advantage of some of the opportunities that may come our way, whether it's the stock market, in the businesses, or just something else. But more importantly, it's really about making sure that in case we are part of those layoffs that are coming, because whether you want to believe it or no, they are coming. Because remember, this is what it will take for the Fed, and not afraid of saying it, to break inflation down. So if you end up being part of the layoff from your company, you want to make sure you have enough cushion, enough money in the bank or even at home, so that you can continue to sustain your household, to pay your bills, and make sure that you have a decent lifestyle while finding your next job. All right. So in the next coming videos in this channel, I'm going to post some of the side gigs opportunities I'm seeing out there, especially those that you can do online, whether it's a part-time job paying from $2,500 to $45,000, even $7,000 on the side, just working from home, or few things you can do with just 2-3 hours a day, earning from $200-300 a week to maybe $1,000 per day. All right. So because I think it's now time to go ahead of this Federal Reserve, of this market, of this economy. Otherwise, we may end up being sitting on our ass. And I don't want that for us, because there are too many things we can do out there to be better off while building also our wealth and protecting, our household and our personal finances. So if you're not subscribed yet, please make sure you are, so that you won't miss those videos and a bunch of other videos on opportunities in the stock market and other businesses you can take advantage of in order to grow your wealth, even in uncertain and hard times as we are living right now.